Welcome to the Willy Bragg Show. I am Willy Bragg. How are you today? And that's to Daniel Berry Sports and Highlights. And that is to Snipe Hunter. How are you doing? Gee, I think that we talked recently in the past, didn't we? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well today. I was going to do a live stream at 6:30, but because I wasn't too sure about the highway as far as the road conditions, because we had snow last night, which I was very happy to see. But I was like, well, let me go ahead and do it my usual time, and by doing it by usual time at 8, I ended up being procrastinating, and here I am at around 8:15 doing my Wednesday night live stream, which is the usual time I normally do it at. So there is that. So we have a lot going on today. It's from the last few days, and it goes like this: double standards. So we live in a country where some people, some journalists are looked upon as kooky and cringy for standing up for human rights, and then we look at an eccentric tech bro nerd that might be autistic and think he's a hero when he's doing shitty things, and people get a reaction out of it. And there's been debate about that person, whether that person's doing his little Roman salute was trolling, was it sincere, or was it autism? There's been various debates on what the hell's wrong with this person, essentially. So that's what it's coming down to. So anyway, what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to talk about Antony Blinken's farewell conference at the State Department, where he was having questions done by the press, and to have people who have real press credentials get called kooky and fringe is really offensive to me. And so I'll go ahead and I'll play the video. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Is I'm going to play two portions of it. I'll go and explain away, and we'll see. Y'all see what I am referring to. So let me get this thing set up, and here we go. Hold on a second here.
Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony, and you kept the bombs flowing. Why did you sacrifice the rules-based order on the mantle of your commitment to Zionism? Why did you allow my friends to be massacred? Why did you allow my friends' homes in Gaza to be destroyed when we had a deal in May? You helped destroy our religion, Judaism, by associating it with fascism. You waved the white flag before Netanyahu. You waved the white flag before Israeli fascism.
I look forward to taking questions when I get a chance.
Your father-in-law was an Israel lobbyist. Your grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirk through the whole thing every day. You smirk through a genocide.
Thank you. And thank you, Matt. Now,
yes, that was, of course, that's Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone. Basically asking Antony Blinken, what the deal is with this basic, soft peddling of genocide, overlooking the human right abuse that's been taking place in Israel. And Max Blumenthal was correct, referring to it as basically the modern Holocaust of his time. And only thing I would say is, and I would disagree respectfully disagree with Blumenthal. This is not a reflection on Judaism. This is a reflection on humanity. With regard to what's going on in Gaza, man's humanity to man. As I said, when I criticize Israel, I'm criticizing the Israeli government. I'm criticizing the policies, not criticizing the ethnicity of the people that's doing this, the culture, nor the religion. That's not where I do my criticism. Because if I was to criticize Israel for doing what they do for being Jewish, I would have to criticize Saudi Arabia as from an anti-Muslim perspective for what they did to the people of Yemen. And I wouldn't do that either. So that's what I have to tell normies when they're like, yeah, you're just being anti-Semitic. Yeah. So, anyway, Max Blumenthal was correct to call out on Anthony Blinken. And are things going to get better with Marco Rubio as Secretary of State? Not really. I mean, Marco Rubio is a predictable neocon, and so we're not really going to see much better that's going to happen. So that's basically what it comes down to. So I'm going to play part 2, and this is I believe his name is Sam Khomeini, and this is during the we all this talk about fascism coming up with the Trump presidency. All I have to say is fascism today is bipartisan. Here is an example at that same conference with where Max Blumenthal was escorted out. This is Sam Husseini. In a moment.
2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I am asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asking questions. Wasn't the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? You blocked the ICJ orders.
Please respect the process.
Respect the process. Respect the process. Well, everybody from Amnesty International. From Amnesty International to the ICJ saying that Israel is doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in The Hague? Why?
That is what fascism kind of looks like in the year 2025, right there. So, yes, Chuck Intergalactic UFO show is right. That Sam and Max are the only journalists in that room. They were the only ones practicing the First Amendment. Everybody else was violating the First Amendment and being neutral. Being indifferent in the path of injustice makes someone just as complicit. So, every one of those people, except for Max Blumenthal and except for Sam Husseini, were all SOBs, all son of a bitches, and they can all go to hell. Everybody in that room, except for Max Blumenthal, except for Sam Husseini, because they were the only ones that were doing their damn jobs. They were doing their damn jobs. So, and I have to hand it to Sam. He did put up a resistance there, but how dare they strong arm? Obviously, I don't know how old he is. He's probably just a little older than I am. I imagine he might be in his early 60s. I don't know, but acting like he's like some 35-year-old person who played football in his high school years and his college years is not a way to treat someone like that. What harm was he going to do? What harm was Sam Husseini going to do, or Max Blumenthal? Really. So, but you had the mainstream media. I forgot to put the video up, but you probably know about the situation. I cannot think of the name of the lady at CNN, but she was sitting there talking about Max Blumenthal. I think she mentioned Sam Hussein. I'm not sure if she mentioned Sam Hussein or not, but she was talking about activists who are not journalists. And if they weren't journalists, they wouldn't have been allowed in that conference room, by the way. And referring to them as a kook and referring to them as fringe. I mean, who the fuck are these people to call kook and fringe? 25 years ago, let's see, it's the year 2025. 23 years ago, 2002, 2003, 2004, maybe on into 2005. If you opposed the Iraq war and you said it's not a good idea for us to be there, you were considered kooky and fringy. To even suggest, to question the narrative of the George W. Bush administration and the Bush doctrine, you were being divisive. You were being a kook back then. Guess what? Even some of these cranks that defended the Iraq war that were pro-Bush Cheney over the years had to go and change their tune. So, and they have egg on their face as a result. But let me tell you, a lot of them didn't learn their lessons, because they'll tell you, we're American first, we're anti-war now. And as soon as they get a chance, they can't wait for America to go bring a fight to the people of Iran, to go fight in Iran, or to fight war for Israel, for that matter. They have, or fight war in China over Taiwan. Some of them were correct on Russia, Ukraine is to stay out. Some of them were still as predictable as ever with the neocon mindset. So, as I said, the hell with these people with what they do. But but Max Blumenthal and Sam Hussein are the crazy ones, and these other journalists who don't question anything. They're the heroes? No, they're sheep. They're sheep. The mainstream media, print media, media that's on television, and media that's online, that's all corporately managed, corporately owned. They're fucking sheep. They follow the narrative. It doesn't matter if they lean toward the Democrats or they lean toward the Republicans, or heavily lean toward the Democrats or heavily lean toward the Republicans. They're all part of the Uniparty. They may disagree on details, but they are a part of the Uniparty. And because they're part of the Uniparty, fuck them. So anyway, now here's the thing. Meanwhile, just a short time later, Biden and Harris administration became no more, and the Trump administration came in to being, right? Well, what happened with the inauguration? The inauguration day. What happened? I can go on, and maybe I'll try to do something on Trump executive orders. I understand there's some really, really crazy things that he's done. I have a problem with the anti-trans crap that he's put forth. I have a problem with pardoning January 6th insurrectionists, because at the end of the day, I think they're ass clowns. I don't necessarily think they're a threat to the national security of this country, but they are ass clowns that should not be rewarded for what they did. Maybe not to the point of felonies, but certainly a lot of the big people on top should go after, obviously. But the people that follow the crowd, misdemeanor. I would not give them a full pardon, And so, that's kind of concerning right there, because there's nothing heroic about what they did on January 6th. But we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the inauguration day, and what we're going to talk about is what happened on an inauguration day with a certain person that's essentially a kingmaker today in social media, and we'll talk about this. We'll watch.
I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. And I just want to.
The future of civilization is assured, and you happen to do a Roman salute. And some people say, "Oh, he's autistic. You got to understand that." Yeah. There's a lot of people who are autistic. It still doesn't excuse it, because if that is what they're feeling in their hearts, heart of hearts, well, I would still say that's a problem. But some people out there, there are certain people out there, some people on the right would be like, oh, there's the left trying to find something on Elon Musk to go after him on. But no, people on the right's doing that. Some people on the right seem to be okay with it. I'll give you an example right here.
And then the like straight up, like that was a serious Roman. It wasn't even like a subtle, like a wave, like one of these, like a Laura Ingraham. Remember when Laura Ingraham did that? That was a straight up like Sig Heil, like loving Hitler energy. that was like a straight up with intensity Roman salute. And then the like straight up, like that was a serious Roman. It wasn't even like a subtle, like a wave, like one of these, like a Laura Ingraham. Remember when Laura Ingraham did that?
That went on a loop there. Sorry about that. That in itself speaks for itself right there. You have Nick Fuentes thinking that's based. Now, do I think that Elon Musk, is there the possibility I think that Elon Musk might have been trolling the people out there? I think that's a distinct possibility. All he likes to do all day long, almost 24 hours a day on Twitter, is to tweet just to offend people. Now, I don't have a problem with it. I just wish I can go on Twitter without seeing that rubbery face asshole tweeting something fucking stupid every day. That I feel like IQ points have been what little IQ points I may have be subtracted from me. I got to have all the IQ points I have. No, seriously, it's just crazy that's and there are people out there that think he's such a genius or what have you. He's got no life. Oh, he's got no life. He's not a smart guy. He's not this innovator. He's not this person to be admired or anything like that. Elon Musk, and he turned into this bizarre right-wing culture warrior. I know that he was nominally a Democrat years ago. Apparently, he voted for Biden. He supported Andrew Yang in 2020 because of the universal basic income, and things of that nature. But I started resenting him when I found out why he switched parties. Now, I hate both parties, but if you're going to go join the Republican Party for this reason, you're stupid, and I have no use for you. He thought that the wimpy level of unions in this country were too demanding and too powerful. Anybody who thinks that unions are too strong in this country right now in the year 2023, 24, 25 can fuck off. Seriously. He joined the Republican Party to go after the unions. What did he want to do? Ban them? We know that's what he ultimately would like to do. So, and he has this love for the political party in Germany called Alternatives for Germany. Now, there's enough plausible deniability to say that they're just a populist right party, a sort of a Germany's version of paleoconservatism, and that maybe the left are just getting a little over carried away or what have you. Maybe with some factions that might be the case, but a lot of people who are neo-Nazi adjacent seems to have a love for this party inside Germany itself. And so there you have it. And Elon Musk speaks highly of Germany, of the alternatives for Germany. And so, we should find that alarming. Now, do I personally think that Elon Musk is a Nazi per se? Well, I will put it this way. I think that a certain congresswoman from Georgia's 14th district in the northwest part of the state has much more of those instincts than he does. Maybe I'll go along with that, but I'm not. He certainly has a questionable past. Coming from South Africa, apparently. You'll find out a little bit about his past here. Nico House talks about it in this video. So let's go ahead and hear this. Hold on. Here's Nico House talking about it.
Elon, bro, you really out here doing Nazi salutes on day one? Look, I already know a lot of y'all Elon cultist defenders are about to come out and say it's an accident. And maybe it was an accident. But hear me out. There are a lot of racists out there who have accidentally said the N-word or another racial slur in a place they weren't supposed to say it. Now, although they said it accidentally, that does not mean that person is not racist. Or does it mean it's not a problem that they said it? It just means that that person, when they're around other like-minded individuals like themselves, is so comfortable saying the word that at times Freudian slips happen. Now, I also find it really cute how, in defense of Elon, a lot of you conservatives have all of a sudden become very conscientious about autism spectrum disorder and are even attacking people for having the audacity to criticize Elon because it's not his fault, it's his Asperger's. But as a person who actually is on the spectrum, I got some bad news for y'all. That ain't the defense you think it is. When you are on the spectrum, you have a problem controlling your impulses. The filter that would normally kick in for a person that is neurotypical does not kick in for a person, generally speaking, if they're on the spectrum, especially in situations where they're overstimulated or overexcited. So what actually ends up happening is that, like, you blurt something out that you were thinking, but you didn't want other people to hear, or you just accidentally do a Nazi salute in front of the whole world because you forgot that the whole world was watching. Point being is that being on the spectrum or having Asperger's does not mean you cannot be racist. It just means that if you are racist, the likelihood of people figuring it out is higher because you can't control your impulses all the time. So yeah, go ahead and throw that motherfucking argument out the window too. Now we couple all that with the fact that Elon is an apartheid baby whose maternal grandparents moved to South Africa because they admired Hitler, they admired the apartheid government, and were part of the Nazi party in Canada.
She still going out. I didn't get her parents, by the way, were very fanatical in favor of apartheid. This is quite interesting. Her parents came to South Africa from Canada because they sympathized with the Afrikaner government. They used to support Hitler and all that sort of stuff. But they didn't know, obviously, I don't think they knew what the Nazis were doing. But they in Canada, they were in the German party in Canada. And they sympathized with the Germans. Yeah. So when the Afrikaners government came into power here in 1948, then May's father, who was quite an interesting guy, he was a very good pilot, he said he wants to be with the Afrikaners because he agrees with apartheid, you see. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it's okay to admit your boy messed up, he exposed himself, and he just kind of reminded everybody exactly where he came from. As they say in Brazil, fio de peixe, peixe é. In other words, if you come from a family of racist Nazis, maybe you just saw one too many photos of Nazis and had one too many conversations about Nazis. I'm just saying, bro, there's no way to defend this. Just be like, yo, you got to do better next time and move on at the bare minimum. But no, you don't get to just do a Nazi salute twice accidentally during the inauguration. We just going to ignore that shit.
Yeah, that was Nico House giving his take on it. And, as I said, like he said, even if it coming from somebody with autism, if that's the case, is that an excuse to allow that shit to happen? So, so that's how you have to look at it. He's got some kind of a authoritarian streak in him. We all know he doesn't support free speech, and fascists opposes free speech. They only support it for themselves, but they oppose it as a general rule for everybody else. And his running of Twitter is proof that he's hostile toward free speech. Look at how he's gone after leftists, one leftist after the other. People as well known as Garland Nixon to an upcoming person on the online left, one of the co-hosts of the ATP network, Andre and Tired Peasants. I think some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Tired Peasants. She had her Twitter account suspended by Elon Musk. Now, I followed her, and I don't, other than her critiquing capitalism, there's a lot of us that critique capitalism on Twitter. I don't know what the hell she said that could get her suspended. I don't know what she said. I don't think she said anything that's worthy of suspension, And so my point is that Elon Musk thinks that it's okay for Nick Fuentes to go do pro-Hitler shit, but someone like Garland Nixon critiquing the U.S. government and critiquing Israel is a no-no, or Tired Peasants critiquing capitalism is a no-no. That's basically my point right there. And so that's what I want to say. He goes after the left. I got suspended for 12 hours for just for saying Ben Shapiro is incapable of, for the ladies in the audience, I apologize. Telling Ben Shapiro that he's incapable of getting his wife wet. And obviously I got suspended for 12 hours from Twitter for saying that. So there you have it. So I'll play you another video from he's a little more mainstream, but and he tends to be on Team Blue a little more than I like him to be. But he goes after Republicans in a way they need to be sought after, and I'm talking about Farron Cousins. So what he has to say about Elon Musk is kind of similar to what Nico House said, minus the history of Elon Musk's family. But he has his own way of saying it. So I will share with you. Here is Farron Cousins talking about Elon Musk's Roman salute.
During his inauguration speech, Donald Trump announced that Elon Musk was going to be planting an American flag on the planet of Mars. But he may want to check with Elon, because I'm not exactly sure it's the American flag that he is wanting to plant on Mars, considering the fact that this is what Musk did during his speech. Take a look.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
So to most observers, that would appear to be a Nazi salute. Now, what's funny is that the folks on the right were very quick to jump online and say that all of those saying this is a Nazi salute, they're grasping at straws, they said. They are trying to tell us that the full context of Elon's speech was that he was saying that my heart goes out to the crowd.
Because, you know, when you say that your heart goes out to somebody, right? This is the obvious thing you do. Nope. Listen, I'm not in Elon Musk's head, okay? So I'm not going to say that he intentionally gave a Nazi salute. But what I am going to say is that the gesture he made is, in fact, a Nazi salute. Again, I can't tell you whether it was an intentional thing, an unintentional thing, because the guy is a fucking lunatic. Let's be clear. He's absolutely just off the walls, bonkers crazy. And if you don't believe me, this is actually how he looked walking out to begin his speech. Take a look at this.
This is what victory feels like. Yeah.
So he's a weird guy who makes weird gestures. Like, I don't even know what this thing is he was doing, and then pounding on the podium. He is, in my personal opinion, bonkers. Like, that is the nicest way I can say that. I personally think there's something very wrong with him psychologically. It's difficult to look at anything he does and think that this is normal. And I don't think it's, oh, he's just an eccentric genius. No, I don't buy that for a second. But that salute, this is not a normal gesture, you know, for human beings to make. It simply is not. But again, I can't say that he did do it or didn't do it. All I know is that that gesture happened. I don't know the rationale behind it. He makes weird movements. He makes weird gestures. But the optics of it are bad, right? Donald Trump gets sworn in and then you accidentally get on stage and make a Nazi salute like the Sig Heil. Like, no, you need to be a little more careful with what you're doing there. The message that sends around the world, out of context, in context, it doesn't matter. What matters is what people see, okay? The rest of the world will see that clip. Media is already, like I said, they're making accusations like, oh, he appeared to do this. No, he totally didn't mean to. The fact that we're even having to have that conversation, don't y'all understand? That's a problem. That's an issue. Because this is nuts. This is crazy. We're talking about the inauguration of a guy that didn't even get 50% of the popular vote. And then one of his, surrogates who's going to be serving in his administration makes that move on stage. Not a good look for this administration. Certainly a fantastic way to trip right out of the starting gate. But again, I don't know Musk's motivations. I'm not even going to begin to speculate. I'm not going to say that he's definitely a Nazi. I'm not going to say that he's not. I don't know. And really, if you're not in his head, it's hard to say, again, whether this was intentional or just the crazy hand gestures of a weird guy. Normal people don't have that movement, that gesture in their repertoire, right? That is not muscle memory for us. So it was weird that he did it. Again, I'm not even going to speculate on the motivations. I do personally believe that it was unintentional. I think he is just that stupid. But my opinion on it, your opinion on it, that doesn't matter. What matters is the way the rest of the world interprets it, because that is going to impact us as a country. It's going to impact us economically. It's going to impact our allies. I mean, the British papers have already been reporting on this. So yeah, this is a big deal. Whether he meant to or not is irrelevant at this point, because everybody outside of this country, they've seen it a little bit closer up than we have. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already.
Yep. And I'm not, I have really no dispute with that take either, that he's just fucking bonkers, So it could be he's bonkers. Well, okay, he's bonkers. Whether he's a Nazi or he's just trolling or he's autistic or a little bit of the three or none of the above, he's bonkers without a doubt. I'm talking about Elon Musk. And, and it is not a good look for the administration. the Trump administration. If they don't want people thinking these bad things about Trump, it's not exactly a great way to win over the confidence of people who are legitimately scared of Trump. Now, I think in some ways, there is a thing called Trump derangement syndrome that some people are scared of him more than they should be, but there are some aspects of fear about Trump that are grounded too. I mean, I don't think that he's going to set up concentration camps along the lines of the Third Reich in Germany, what have you. But do I think that Trump is an authoritarian? Absolutely. You bet your beetle boots. I think he's an authoritarian. I do think he has fascistic tendencies. Now, fascism is not always racial. It just, when I say fascism, as opposed to National Socialism, fascism basically means authoritarian. One could argue that we've been on a bipartisan path of this type of fascism or authoritarianism since the days of 9/11. When George W. Bush set up the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Patriot Act became the law of the land, and we became a surveillance state, and the Fourth Amendment pretty much got flushed down the toilet, that sort of thing. And to the point where any words that's uttered out of our mouths can be used against us now these days, especially if it's something that we type online or something that we're caught on camera saying, whatever, it could be used against us. And it could destroy our lives. And we're talking about people on both sides doing this sort of thing. So anyway, but are we on a bipartisan path toward fascism? Well, let me just say that Joe Biden promised that there was going to be no fundamental changes. And, and when Biden had that meeting with Trump, they were very chummy. Not in this picture here. A disclaimer: this is not really them at dinner. This is basically an AI generated photo of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I'm not saying they're having a romantic moment, but it certainly appears that way. So he's just probably going to sniff what little bit of hair Donald Trump has left. That's what I'm speculating. That's probably what's going on there. But I have to add a little humor to this. You know that. You know how I am. So anyway, not a good look. Certainly nothing to make me like Elon Musk any better than I already do. I already despise the motherfucker. For years I have. So that's pretty much what I have to say. I will talk to y'all ever so briefly, and I got to get on the road. So Desert Mantis, how are you doing today? Hey, Max Sarjay, I hate you on Musk. He's an ass, and that proves it even more. All right, and let's see here. We have Kama Shwari. Kate, how are you today? There should be a load of people coming over soon. Uncle Warren is finished with his stream with Kevin. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that while I'm at work tonight. I got up, I got a little bit sleepy, and trying to get ready for the night for the live stream today. I was going to do it at 6:30 because I was going to get on the road earlier, but the roads look better now from the snow. So everything looks fine. So I'm going to be leaving in a few short minutes for work. So, but while I'm at work, I'm going to listen to the broadcast, of Warren's show. And let's see here. See. Oh, excuse me. Miguel, how are you? Chuck's Intergalactic UFO Show. How are you doing? Okay. Same boss as the old boss. Absolutely. Stop referring to Palestine as Israel. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm just trying to make examples here. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, how are you doing, Bella the Greasy? Warren D. Red. Let's see. Max is saying Blinken is distorting how people view Judaism because of the bankrupt actions of Zionists. And I do know that. I do. But we need to let people know that Zionism and Judaism are not one and the same. And there are different types of Zionisms. But overall, it was a mistake, a mistaken ideology to have come along as a result of centuries of discrimination that should have never taken place. But there were actual alternatives that could have been used, but that didn't have to play out the way it has. So let's see here. Sam and Max were the only journalists in that room. Absolutely. Kook and Fringe is the name of my next band. Well, that's do that in honor of Max and Sammy. Let's see. We'll check in here. Donald Trump is autistic. Donald Trump is autistic too, and you would probably do the German salute just as well. I would say he's autistic as well. There's something wrong with Trump. I'm like mentally, he ain't all there. He something is just something. Woohoo, Hell yeah! Hey Warren, how are you doing today? I'll watch your show later on while I'm at work. Oh, and looking through here, I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody here on Commissaries. Kate, how are you doing? Hey there, Bella and Extra Bulla. All right. Let's see here. We're going to look through here. And, and Commissary Kate says, no, the Willy Bragg show. Don't dare take away my Beetle boots. It's an expression I heard years ago. So, anyway, So, what Chuck Intergalactic UFO show says, like, share, and muckrake away. So, I'll be back tomorrow night at 8:00, more or less. I should be there. Sometimes I'm a little bit later. 8:15. If it's a matter of waking up and all that. So, but I would say that I should be back at 8:00 tomorrow night. And now my new hours is Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. If you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment if you disagree with what I have to say. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we're the muckrakers of our time. Muckrake away, please, everyone. Muckrake away. And to subscribe to the Willy Bragg Show on all my platforms, YouTube and everywhere else, you'll find me. Until next time, reject corporate media. Free and pardon Ed Snowden. Pardon Julian Assange. Free Palestine. Free healthcare for all. Free speech preservation, obviously. And of course, fuck Elon Musk. And oh yes, I love your Beetle Boots comments. Never heard it before. There's a story behind that. I'll have to, if I can find where I heard that story before, I'll share it. I'll send it to you on Facebook email, Kate. When I find it, probably sometime if I can think about it tomorrow morning. So, but I heard that. I'll tell you where I heard it later on. So everyone, y'all take care. I will be back tomorrow. Good night and sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite. I have never been bitten by a bed bug, by the way.